Hey guys, it's me, Aditya with Roblox Visuals here. I'm here to tell you guys about how exactly do you make Robux off of UI design. This is an issue I guess I see a lot. I can see like really talented UI designers, logo designers, graphics artists, everything, right? It doesn't only apply for UI designing, but I'm gonna specifically show you guys some examples of my UIs, how I was able to kind of work my way up in the UI design industry, I guess you could say. I see a lot of talented UI designers, and it's not their skill that's lacking. It's more or less exactly what they do commissions for, I guess you could say that, right? If you're making commissions for little games that are probably going to end up making no money whatsoever, right? You're never going to actually advance as a UI developer because you won't really get that feedback. You won't get all that, what can you say, like, I guess, all that recognition that you should be able to get, right? It's like what you see like bigger UI designers do. You see big UI designers get loads of commissions, and how is this possible for them? It's because all their UIs are featured on huge games, guys. The bigger the game, right, the more people will pay attention to the UIs, the more they'll want to commission, get the same exact quality as those UIs. I can show you guys a couple of examples of my own, right? How the UIs I did, where it got me. All right, so first right here I have Cake Simulator. This was actually owned by a friend of mine, right? As you guys see, it's not that big of a game, but it had hit about 1 million visits, right? It generated about 300,000 Robux in Game Pass revenue only, right? From this, we can assume this, right? My friend over here, he had a very, very bad set of UIs. I saw this game was averaging around 200, 300 players daily, okay? So what I did, right, I went and contacted him. I said, look, man, I see your UIs. I can do a lot better, all right? And for this, I didn't charge as much as I do now, just due to the fact that due to this commission, I was able to get so much recognition, and I got so much future commissions that it was completely worth like the 4,000 or 5,000 Robux lost, guys. I was able to get more of a customer base towards me, right? And doing things like this for like a cheaper price, right? Going to like games that are just starting to come up. You guys see that it has potential, right? If you guys see it has potential, go reach out to the creator, tell them you can make something better, right? It's not gonna hurt to ask. If the worst that can happen is that they'll decline your offer, right? But you can always keep finding more games like this since they do pop up on Roblox very, very often, right? Another creation that I could show you guys is Soap Simulator. Actually, this was not that big of a game in terms of this, right? This was when I was producing UIs just to produce UIs, right? I wanted to get a lot of work out there so a lot of people could see, right? So this Soap Simulator game, it didn't actually generate much revenue, but what it did get was like even like these 40,000, almost 35,000 visits that we got on this game, right? Even though it wasn't that big of a deal, this is nothing, right? It's 7,000 Robux compared to like all those major games you guys see. This is nothing, all right? I can tell you this, right? But out of these 35,000 visits, right, there's got to be at least a few developers out of those, maybe just checking out the game, you know? And the thing is, like, we really want to reach out to consumers before they have to reach out to us, because if it's up to a consumer, they're always going to reach out to someone who they pay more to, but they know they will get a certain quality for. All right. And another one I can show you guys is musical chairs. This is probably one of my biggest commissions, I'd say, right? Even though I didn't get paid much, I'll be really transparent with you guys here, right? Even though I did not get paid much for this commission, right? You guys need to realize this is a big game, 21 million visits. It's generated what? 4.3 million just from Game Pass sales, right? An additional, probably way more additional to the developer products. I didn't get paid much for this, right? But if any developer of Randy Moss, the creator of this game, right, any of his friends ask him, oh, who did the UIs for this game, right? Bam, that's a reference. And it's not going to be a reference to a small developer. It's going to be developers of his prestige, right? We want to reach out to the developers that are big, that can pay us good money and give us recognition. That's what we have to do, right? And I'm going to show you guys sort of a mistake, not really a mistake, but sort of a rookie move that I actually did, right? So listen, Roblox Uno, you guys have probably heard of this game, 65 million visits, right? Actually, I'm the one who made the thumbnail for this, right? It was on an alt. I still have access to the alt, but pretty much like this game I saw, it was doing decent, right? It was doing fairly decent. It wasn't doing that big, and the owner Timothy, he was really cool guy about it, right? And I'm not gonna try and like disrespect Timothy in any way. He is a great developer, and this game is actually really fun, right? But the thing is, I kind of did make a rookie mistake in doing this, right? And what I did was I practically made this entire thumbnail for free, and this wasn't anything impressive, I guess, right? But this did take a couple hours, I guess, right? I would have rather at that time, right, I would have rather gotten paid more than get recognition. But I feel like if I did continue my career solely in GFX, just this commission alone would have done wonders for me, right? Because whenever you're getting hired, whenever you're getting interviewed by a developer to join their dev team for a user interface designer or whatever you guys are doing, like logos, GFX or anything, right? They're always going to ask you for a portfolio. A lot of people link them their dev form links, right? And that's a bit basic, right? But you always want to have like links to games, right, that are doing really successful, right? Because developers will be under the impression that your contribution to that game is what made it to where it is. All right, so we can see, right, even this all, I have never used it since I made this thumbnail. I can tell you guys this right now, but I've got countless messages, right, saying, hey man, I want you to make thumbnails. I got friend requests, everything, right? Now think about it, right? If I was able to respond to all those messages, if I did all those commissions, right, I'd be in a far better place than just making GFX for recognition, right? And you guys might think, all right, this guy only has like what, 300 Robux on his account. How would he know about how to actually get revenue, how to get money, how to earn a source of income from GFX, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys front up, I'm gonna show you guys all the money I've made around this week solely, right? I can show you guys how much I made this week. I'll be honest with you, right? And this is not for any means to kind of flex on you guys, I guess, right? But I also want to tell you guys, this is really nothing, right, compared to bigger UI designers, right, who have a grasp on the whole UI concept already, right? These guys are making hundreds of thousands of Robux per month, if not millions. I could say that with certainty, right? So I'd like to show you guys my group funds first, right? I have 17.5k pending. This was from part of a UI that I did. And what happened in this UI is, I can't release too much details since the game is still under development, but the owner, he reached out to a friend of mine, and the friend of mine put me in contact with him, right? And as we talked, I started to build up a good relation with this developer, right? So I started being really friendly. You guys always want to be friendly, never show an attitude, because no one wants to work with someone who's just a toxic person in their team. It's not a good quality to have, right? So what you guys want to do is you always want to build a really good and solid foundation with your clients, right? You always want to be respectful. And dude, saying sir, ma'am is not degrading at all, right? Just be respectful, because at the end of the day, you're not doing them any favor, they're not doing you any favor. You guys got to keep that in mind, right? You're doing your work and they're paying you for your work. That's what it is. All right, what you want to do in this sort of situation is you want to keep talking to your clients. You want to be consistent with them, right? What I do for my GUIs, every single change I make, I make sure it's like kind of authorized by the creator, the developer that commissioned me, right? Because we don't want to end up making a UI that we just made freestyled, right? And we don't want the developer to not like it, because some drama is going to be happening over that, right? It's either he does not want to pay you because he did not want that, right? Or like he just blocks you or something, runs off like that, right? So what you guys want to do, right, is firstly build a relationship with these developers that you're working for, because even if they don't pay you this much for this commission, say, right, once their next project releases, they will do a lot more. Next, I would like to show you guys how much I've made on my account personally just this week, right? I've made around 16,000 just from commissions. These are from other sources of income that I have, which I might be able to explain to you guys in future videos on how to expand just from UIs into other fields, right? But for just from UIs, I've made around 16,000 on my account, with this additional 17,000, right? And addition to that, I've got about another, I'd say 150 USD just from commission. So I've made well over, I'd say 60k just this week, right? And I'd like to say, as long as you guys are consistent with these UIs, right? I'm telling you guys right now, I used to do UIs for around like anywhere from like 2 to 7k, That's how much my rates were, right? And once I had the confidence, I knew, right? I'm like, look, man, my portfolio is good enough to the point where bigger developers will acknowledge me, right? And my work's to the quality where I will be able to charge more, right? I was able to increase my price point, and no one was able to argue with me too. I'm gonna tell you guys honestly, right? If you guys are not good at UI design, don't boost your price up to like 100K immediately, right? You guys want to slowly work your way up there, right? So right now, to get a commission from me, you'd have to pay anywhere from like maybe 25,000 up to 50,000, right? Depending on exactly what you wanted, and that's from one UI, right? I could finish a whole entire UI. I could probably finish 2 or 3 commissions in a week, and you guys need to keep in mind, right? Depending on the volume of sales that I'm actually getting, that's around 150,000 a week, right? Depending on the thing. I'm not going to tell you guys I've made closely that much, right? I've made around like what, maybe 60, 70K. It all varies on the amount of clients that you do get, right? But I'm going to show you guys, this is just general payments, right? This wasn't anything spectacular. This wasn't a massive UI. This was part 1 of the UI commission, and this was part 2, right? All I had to do, literally all I had to do, right, was build a good relationship with the developer. Don't even make him a client developer, become friends with them, right? Because if you think about it, it's always nice to have someone you can just call really fast to get the work done extremely fast, right? You guys want to always make sure you guys aren't the ones delaying the project. If a UI is too big for you guys to handle and the pay is amazing, give it up, because I'm going to be real with you guys, it's not going to end up good. You will hinder the development team, right? You will like slow down the development of the game by a long shot, right? You probably won't get paid, right? Because if I'm being honest with you, if I was a developer, I hired you and you lied about your credentials saying you were able to do something, but you weren't able to actually get it done, I would not recommend doing that, guys. Stay away from that, right? Only stick to what you can get done, even if the pay is low, right? Because I can go on Twitter, I can see commissions, I can see people trying to hire UI designers for like 100,000, but what they want is completely out of my league, right? I'm not able to do it. If they come to me with a request saying, hey, can you do this? I'll tell them honestly, right? If you guys have time to do it, get the money, and that's great, right? Keep on grinding it out. But if you guys don't have enough time, if you guys don't have enough skill, if you guys just aren't capable of doing it in general, right? Don't accept the UI commission. It's really not worth the effort, right? Because there's bound to be drama. That's the thing. It's for sure going to lead to drama in some way, right? So yeah, that's about all, guys. I will be updating you guys with more UI tutorials, right? How to build better UIs, how to construct better UIs. I will probably dabble into Illustrator a little bit, show you guys how to make some nice sleek vectors. And that is all from me. Until next time, guys.